Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator. And in today's episode, we are checking out the GotFriends Freeware Canoe. And guys, I'm going to tell you, it's a better experience than you think. Make sure if you guys can that you join us at Flight Sim Expo 2023. That's right, Overkill Simulations is going to be present this year, guys, at the Lone Star Museum in Houston, Texas. If you guys are interested in joining us there, be sure to check down the description below. There is a coupon code that can save you guys a bit of money using my personal reference to get you there. Again, that'll save you a bit of cash in your Flight Sim Expo 2023 experience. This is going to be June 23rd through the 25th of 2023. Again, in Houston, Texas, at the Lone Star Flight Museum. I went a few years ago in Las Vegas, and they are an absolute great time. There's some very, very informative and educational seminars to help better your flight simming experience, as well as a ton of developers of both hardware and software that you guys actually get to try out, essentially a try before you buy experience, as well as talking with the developers themselves and finding out what the products are all about. So again, guys, it's going to be Flight Sim Expo 2023 in Houston, Texas. I hope to see you guys all there. Don't forget to use my coupon code that you can find down in the description below. If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkill's tutorial guides or simply interested in supporting the channel, please consider joining me on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides as well as any future guides that come along down the road. Patreon link can be found in the description below, and thank you to all of my current subscribers. All right, you guys, so here it is in its glory, the GotFriends Canoe. And again, this is a completely freeware add-on, you guys, and it's a lot more fun. Whoa, a lot faster than I thought it was going to be too. A lot more fun than you would think it is. It's definitely got its purpose, and I never would have thought of something like this. I really wouldn't have. You know, I've seen the speedboats and all that, and they're cool too. I've actually done a review on one of them before, but this thing was it was something different. And the thing about the speedboats and all that I've seen is that they're all payware. This is actually a freeware. You can download it completely for free. The link will be down in the description below. I did a little bit of a news article on it the other day, and I've already taken this out once. Now up here we are in obviously extremely gorgeous weather in Alaska of all places. So yeah, I might have tweaked the weather settings just a bit, but it is definitely a ton of fun. So it's got a ton of features that we are able to sort of peruse around, if you will. So you have a cup holder for your soda can, which if I can get it up there we go. Oh, I think I put it away. I can't ever figure out actually how to get it over here. Got our poochie, we got a fishing rod. The fishing rod can come out, let me get it down there. Oh, I keep clicking on the darn, there we go. There's our fishing rod. So if you want to hang out, a couple little things just to sort of mess around with. It's got a lantern up front. But what I really want to show off is here. So first off, if you guys click on the oar like I just did here, you get sort of an autopilot mode where you don't have to actually do it yourself. You just use your rudders as you normally would to steer it. Now I have found that you have to sort of push it to the left or right, and then sometimes you have to do it more than once. Like if you just hold it, I have found it will eventually stop. Like if you notice, it stopped turning, but I'm still full right rudder. So you sometimes have to give it a couple of little kicks. And then if you don't want to do like the autopilot thing, let's click on the oar here. What you do is you take your flight stick or yoke, whatever you happen to be using, and aft to center. That's what you want, aft to center. We'll get you going forward. And you can do the full rotation as you normally would. I typically don't because I'm using the Virpil. And the reason why I'm not doing that is the way I have my cams and springs set up is they're very stiff. So to do the full rotation like you normally would, doing sort of half circles, to sort of get that real world experience, is also giving me the real world workout. And, just in the right arm, that might be a little weird. But it's definitely a very cool experience. It's not bad at all, you guys. And then if you want to go aft, obviously, forward to center is how we would go you would paddle aft. And then, just put it forward or put it the opposite direction to stop. And you can like sort of do like a rapid thing with your fingers here. And you can get it going pretty quick. I mean, call this speedboat power right here, guys. That's what this is. But it's a fun experience. So where I initially took this add-on was through one of the canyons in northern Arizona. And it was it was a little terrifying at first because I set my departure point a little bit out of the water, unfortunately, on accident. And so I came sliding down a mountainside and sort of slid into the water. And I'm using this with the motion pit. So I'm sitting here rocking, tipping as I'm sliding down this cliff. But once it got to the water, everything was fine. But it was a neat experience. It was sort of definitely a more chill aspect to it. Now, the really cool thing about all of this, obviously, is that with Microsoft Flight Simulator, we can go anywhere in the world, right? So picture yourself canoeing through the Amazon or some remote place that you're aware of that you've always liked to go and see. Or, like here. I mean, again, here we are in, Alaska. And just sort of, we're supposed to be near an area that has bears, but I don't know if we're going to see anywhere near the coastline here. How if you guys zoom in on the world map, you guys can find locations that have paw prints on them. And if you click on them, you should be able to see an animal. We're actually getting pretty close to the shoreline here. That I don't know what happens if we mess that up. I don't know what happens if we try to beach it. But it's definitely a very cool experience. It's a very chill experience. And, especially if you find somewhere where they've done, the water really well. But, like, the water you're looking at right here, guys, and this is all in VR, by the way, right now. This is all virtual reality. And that is definitely making it probably the coolest experience. I don't know how I feel about it with 2D. But it's sort of one of those things with VR, and you diehard VR flyers, you guys will agree with me that once you jump into virtual reality, it's so hard to switch back to 2D. It doesn't matter what you're doing, because with the virtual reality, you get everything. You get the 3 degrees, the full 6 degrees of freedom, right? You get the depth perception. You get just everything, right? You get everything in a real world experience, or as close to as you can get. And so this in virtual reality, I mean, hell, get it under the right developer and it could be a simulator all on its own. It really could, for the right person. And this is a neat idea. So what I did the other day, actually, I guess what I did technically with this video is I actually did an amphibious fly-in to this location. That's why there were buildings behind us over there. Flew the amphibious in, I can't remember which one I used, but flew one of the planes in here and then, switched obviously back to the main menu and switched over to the canoe just to sort of, decide with myself, what kind of experience would that give. What would be cool is if there was a way to deploy certain items, like for example this canoe, without having to go back to the main menu. And that's just wishful thinking, right? I can't think of any way that they would do that. So that's not a shot at them at all, right? It's just, be one of those things that would absolutely further enhance the situation is to be able to do that. And let me put the autopilot back on here. There we go. But it definitely makes it very, very chill. And I definitely recommend it to all of you guys. And it's free. I mean, what have you got to lose? Worst case scenario, you don't like it. Best case scenario, you think it's fun as hell, just like I do. Like I said, for me, it definitely, it's a new perspective. And just keep your minds open when it comes to things like this. And I don't know that for something like this that I would have ever paid for it. So I'm really grateful that they did this as a freeware addition to the simulator. But as far as a freeware, you can't go wrong. And it definitely, it's something that I think that you guys should give a shot. Try it at night, try it in the morning, try it late in the evening, maybe sunset, sunrises. Find your more remote locations. I mean, we've got a house over there that we could sort of go and check out here now. I'm not going to make you guys hang around for that, but I did want to give you guys my genuine thoughts. Got a bunch of cool features. All this stuff that you're seeing here in the boat can pretty much be removed. Even Max here, our Poochie, can, you can click him out of there. But, I sort of like the full experience here. And it was a different take. And, in GotFriends, advertisement video that they did, and I'll try to remember to put a link to that in the description. If not, I'm sorry, it's on their website. Actually, yeah, let's just do that. It's on their website, on which I will have a link to in the description. But they even the developer is saying it right across the line. Just step away from the frustrations or the intensity of flight simulation, and just sort of find a new way to explore Microsoft Flight Simulator without having to deal with anything else. You just literally pop in and enjoy it from a different perspective. And I really like that the developers have taken this to the next level. Because again, if Microsoft Flight Simulator and Asobo were to open up the doors in the SDK to more environments like this and more features like this, you could change the name of it from Microsoft Flight Simulator to Microsoft World 2020, and really open up the avenues to do anything. In which you guys, I'll let you guys just sort of wander from there on where you think that you could take it. But this is a prime example of something that Microsoft Flight Simulator offers that no other simulator can provide on this level. Well, as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you guys find this as entertaining as I do. It's definitely chill. And I will say, if you have a motion pit, you got to crank the settings up for this to actually impact it. But trust me, once you do, it's worth it. Turn your smoothing down, by the way, because you want it to feel every bump. But it's definitely something that was really, really an eye-opener. So as always, guys, links to everything will be down in the description below. Stay safe and healthy. Have a wonderful weekend. And I will see you, when, in the next one.